Hi guys, welcome back. It's Orla, it's 40 something books, and this is going to be a very quick wrap up kind of video. I put up a TBR in April, and I should have said April/May because we're into May now, and I have read some extra books in May, but I'm just going to fill you in on 3 of the books that I did read and that I would recommend that were on my last TBR. So we had Unraveling Oliver by Liz Nugent, and this is sort of a thriller kind of a book about Oliver, our main character, and it was really good. I actually enjoyed it an awful lot. I would possibly give it a 4 out of 5 because it was just a very unusual plotline. There was Oliver and Alice, and they're married, and it starts off with Oliver beating Alice to basically a pulp, and then it goes back over their lives and the people that they meet, and Oliver is actually quite successful in life, but he didn't start off successful, and it goes back over his childhood, what actually happened to him during his childhood and as he grew up, and the people that he met, and I suppose the damage that he did. I don't want to say too much because it would kind of take from not a long book. It is only about 230 pages, but I would actually recommend it, and for a debut novel I thought it was very good. The second book is Aperture Yard by Louise Doherty. I actually haven't read this book. I was hoping to get to it, and for some reason I just can't seem to make myself read it, and I'm not even sure why, because I think it's going to be a good thriller, so I'm going to hold on to it. The third book I have for you is After You by Jojo Moyes. Now this is the second book of 2. The first one is Me Before You, and it's been made into a film. I haven't seen the film. The book was quite good. It would be chick lit, but it was good romance kind of story, but sad. You know, it doesn't necessarily have a happy ending. The second book follows on from the main protagonist, Lou Clark, and we see what happens to her after the end of the last book, which I'm not going to say because if you haven't read it. The second book, I'm afraid, I just felt it was a bit scrappy and a bit far-fetched in places. Now I know it's really is chick lit and it's about romance and all the rest of it, but to be honest with you, I thought it was okay, but it wasn't brilliant, and I would have given it a 3 out of 5. You know, you didn't actually have to read Me Before You, but I would advise if you were only going to read one or the other of the books, I would have read Me Before You. I thought the character in that was better, and the relationships were better and more believable. Right, so far in May, because we're not quite out of May, is The Widow, and it is by Fiona Barton, and I thought this was excellent. The Widow centres around Jean Taylor, who's an ordinary woman, and what happens after her husband Glenn is accused of killing a child, well, kidnapping a child and then killing the child. And it goes through how she feels about it and their relationship and when they met, and it's seen from her point of view, the detective investigating her husband's point of view, and from the reporter who finally gets her to talk to her about her husband Glenn. I don't want to go into too much details, but I would definitely give this 4 out of 5. I thought it was excellent. I think her background as a reporter really comes through in the character of the reporter who gets Jean Taylor to actually open up to her. Sorry, it is a dark book, but I think it's excellent, and I think the characterizations are really good, and you can really feel for the mother of the child and that goes missing, and the way the media, you know, deals with both the mother of the child, of the victim, of how they deal with vilifying the wife and the man accused of her murder, and it's really well written, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would recommend it highly. I'm sorry if this video is a little bit all over the place, and I just wanted to sort of start filming again because I've kind of had this hiatus and reading slumps lately, and I just want to get back to it and to say that I will have a June TBR up, and I'm reading a very mixed kind of set of books at the moment, so hopefully I'll be more effective and be able to give you better reviews on them in the future. Thanks again for your time.